Hey, hey. Let me get my hellos in here early. Okay, let's make sure we're good. All right, I'm waiting for y'all to join. How y'all doing? Happy New Year. I hope everybody is doing well. Y'all let me know if y'all can hear me. Hey, Genteria. How y'all doing? I hope everybody's doing good. Hey, Shayna from California. All right now. Hey, hey. Man, I got so much to give y'all today. It's crazy. And how is everybody in TikTok land? I hope you're doing good too. It's Monday, man, right after the New Year. So I know how it is. Hey, Latrell. Hey, Miss Robin. I've been telling everybody about you, Miss Robin. So we trying to get our medical bills to look like yours. Okay. Can you say zero? So I'm just gonna wait like 2 minutes. I'm gonna let some people come in here really quick. It's kind of slow with it's Monday, so we're a little slow. But again, I hope you guys had a wonderful New Year. Hope you guys are doing good. Let me put my hair down, so I know it's probably sticking up all over the place. And welcome to the new watchers, my new viewers. Thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate it. Y'all know I live for this. I absolutely enjoy giving y'all this information and looking up all this stuff so I can bring y'all something. This is probably going to be one of our most important videos. And, if people ain't here, they're just not here. We just have to give them the word. Tell them Shamika say it if you want. Or you can give them my information so that they can contact me. So I want to say thank y'all for that. Especially y'all been sending people my way. I do appreciate that, to be able to get their questions answered, because I know it is hard to get questions answered these days. You can't even get nobody on the phone. Okay. So again, Happy New Year to everybody. Let me start off by saying, if anybody is watching through Facebook or YouTube, if y'all see, I'm going on and put up this our champ right here. This is our Miss Robin Morris. Okay. This is our champ over here. Miss Robin actually utilize that charity care. So before I get into what's going on new this week, let me tell y'all about charity care really quick. So if you are considered low income, the federal government has poverty lines or poverty ranges from one single individual all up to a family of 8. Actually, they can just keep going to account for however many children or how many people you have in your household. So whatever amount of household members you have, they have a line for that. Okay. But if you fall below the poverty line, the federal poverty line, you qualify for what is called charity care. A lot of hospitals use different names. Okay. So you can call it charity care. You can call it sliding scale. You can call it what's your fee for people who don't make a lot of money. That's people that's low income. You call it whatever you want to call it. The billing department in your hospital knows what we're talking about. Okay. But Miss Robin actually took advantage and made some phone calls and found out that those medical bills that she had that have been reporting negatively against her and on her credit are now going to be removed, deleted, because she no longer owes them, because she qualifies for charity care. So before I get into any of this, this is for y'all to share, tag, or tell your friends. And if you're following me on TikTok and you're new, please follow me. This is the type of information that I give out, stuff that you guys can actually use. Okay. But if you know somebody low income and they have medical bills, outstanding medical bills, they need to contact that hospital and ask if they have charity care or if they offer a different fee for individuals that are low income. Okay. You can either get your medical bills wiped completely out, like Ms. Robin, to zero, or you can get them lowered significantly. Okay. This has happened. I've been reading in the newspaper. This has happened to a lot of people. They've been getting these super high medical bills and they can't pay it back. And all the while it's ruining your credit, ruining your reputation. Yes, your credit is your reputation. So it's ruining your credit. It's ruining your reputation. And now you can't buy nothing. Not only were you sick, you got a bill you can't pay. Now you can't get credit to do anything else. But if you fall under those poverty lines, you too can lower your bill. Now, I bet you're saying, well, what's the poverty line? Easy. All you got to do is go on Google and type in federal poverty line. That's it. FPL, federal poverty line. Hey, Keisha, if you put that in, you will see where you fall. A lot of you probably think you're not low income, but you might be. And it's nothing wrong with being low income if you can get these bills paid off or wiped off. Right now, we put our pride aside because we got bills to pay. And if you got medical bills, you should not, especially if you're considered to be low income. So if they can't bill it to Medicaid or some type of insurance, then your income comes into play. And that's how they lower it or wipe out your debt. Okay. And a medical debt is what is driving bankruptcies these days. So a lot of people file bankruptcies just because they have so much medical debt reporting on their credit. And so they have no other choice but to file bankruptcy. And so to keep you guys from having to do that, to keep from having to consult with people and say, hey, maybe bankruptcy might be an option. Now it may not be an option. All y'all got to do is pick up the phone and call your hospital. Find out if they're a nonprofit hospital. Most hospitals are nonprofit. If they are not fully nonprofit, and don't think because it's a hospital that it can't be nonprofit, because that's not true. Hospitals can be profit and nonprofit. They are for profit for the people that can pay, but they're nonprofit for people that cannot pay. The government, the federal government, gives money to the hospitals to maintain or run these low income programs. So if you are low income and you have medical bills and you have not taken advantage, then you are not utilizing the programs that were made for you. And y'all know all the time I'm all about pushing y'all to use stuff that is for y'all. And this is one of those things that is for y'all. So let's not rush to be paying somebody to clean our credit when all we need to do is hop on over to the hospital and get them to readjust our amounts. Okay. Now, before I read any questions, y'all know to put them down. The next thing, since we're talking about this credit really quick, a lot of y'all been hitting me up about this student loan thing. And so I know we talked about this last week and I didn't have the names, but I got the names this week. Okay. So Navient, Fed Loan, and Granite State. Granite State is not a student loan servicer company that I'm too familiar with. That is probably for people that live in a certain different region than these southern states. But I'm very familiar with Fed Loan and I'm very familiar with Navient. Now, December 31st, the contract ended between Department of Education and Navient, Fed Loan, Granite State. Now, I don't make these things up. I actually read these things. I get this from the Department of Education's website. Themselves has said they no longer are having these individuals service your student loans because they don't want to do it anymore. They gave the job back and said, we don't want to extend, give it to somebody else. So basically, if you have Granite State, Navient, or Fed Loan reporting on your credit, it is incorrect. I didn't make this up. I didn't just say this for y'all can tune in or watch my video. It is true. The Federal Credit Reporting Act under the subsection of 611 says that if you have inaccurate information on your credit report, you can dispute it. So there is nothing wrong with you getting a letter. Now, if y'all need one, I got one. All you got to do is send me a message on Instagram. Now I do charge. It's $25, but you get to keep it. It's yours and do whatever you want to do with it. Use it forever and ever, over and over and over. You can do your family and your friends too. Okay. So I do have it. But if you don't want mine, use your own. Get just a dispute letter and dispute those. This is the time to do it. Now, question I keep getting asked is, will they come back on my credit report? Well, yes, but it won't be under Navient, it won't be under Fed Loan, and it won't be under Granite State. We don't know when the 3 new companies are going to take over and start reporting. Right now, your loans should still be with Department of Education, and a lot of you don't have Department of Education reporting on your credit. I see the reports, and I don't see Department of Education hardly ever. So if it doesn't say that, it's incorrect. So this is the time to get those removed. Now, say, for example, it takes 60 days for the new company to get on your credit and start reporting. Well, that might be 60 days that you had a 700 and you had a chance to go out and do great things with your credit, get you some credit cards if you're responsible. So this is not a permanent fix, but this is a temporary fix. But it also makes you start to become more aware of what is on your credit. And we don't want nothing on our credit that does not belong to us or to the actual people who say it belongs to. Okay. So from there, I'm gonna move on and see what all y'all said. But those were the 2 things that were left over from last week. Okay, so let me run through. Hey LaConya, how you doing? Hey Elizabeth. Hey Dwight. I'm so glad that you're back this week. I hope you're doing better. Thank you, Shayna. This really ain't I swear I just get this off. I just regurgitate information that I see, but I do some research because I do want to bring y'all good information. Okay. Hey, Desiree. All right. Nicola, thank you also. Good evening and Happy New Year to you too. Shardia, my first question of the year. What do you say when you contact the hospitals about your bill? Tell them you're low income and you want to know if they are offering a sliding scale. Do they offer a different payment amount because you're low income and they're a nonprofit? They can't tell you no, because if they do, they're lying. Okay, so they absolutely do. Your job is to make sure you let them know that they're supposed to offer you this. Now, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, if you paid me $20 and I know that I'm supposed to give you 19 back, but if you don't know it, what's the chances of me keeping that money? I probably would keep it. And that's exactly what these hospitals do. They're not thinking about your pockets and these sliding scales. They're thinking about their pockets. And you need to think about yours as well. As selfish as they're being, you need to be just as selfish. Okay. Speaking of selfish, so I hope I answered your question, Shardia. Johnson & Johnson. A lot of y'all know Johnson & Johnson. They make the powder, right? They make the baby powder and the baby wash and all that good stuff. But what y'all did not know is Johnson & Johnson had a huge class action lawsuit and they owe a lot of individuals money. But you know what Johnson & Johnson is doing? Johnson & Johnson says we're going to file bankruptcy so we don't have to pay. Now, if any of y'all listen to me every Monday, do I not say they're not thinking about you? These bankers, these creditors, none of these people are thinking about you. And if you see how Johnson & Johnson is utilizing a legal federal law bankruptcy to get out of paying their debts, why can't y'all when y'all credit is messed up? I have so many people that still come to me and like, oh, my mama said, or my auntie said bankruptcy is bad. This is bad. This is bad. I'm going to see y'all question in just a second, TikTok. But it's not always the case. Okay. If you are in a situation where you need a fresh start to start over and you can qualify for a Chapter 7 and give that debt back to the government and let them deal with it, just like Johnson & Johnson is doing, then something is wrong. Okay. So I said all that because I just wanted y'all to realize that there are companies out there that utilize the same processes that I'm telling you guys. So if they don't feel bad about it, you shouldn't either. All right. All right, so let me see what these what they say over here. Okay. I need to find, okay, what is low income? I'm 40K, but live paycheck to paycheck with student loans. All you got to do, BBPs, is type federal poverty line on Google and you will find that chart. It's very easy to read. Okay. Our low income and their low income is not the same. See, the government's going to say you live in check to check is not their problem, because 9 times out of 10, most people live check to check because they got debt that is outside of things that they need. Okay, you got your rent, you got your water, all those things you need. But if you got a Victoria's Secret credit card, a Chase, and all these things, they're going to say, well, that's not our fault that you have those, because those things aren't what you need. You got those because you wanted them. Now y'all know if you try to go rent a car, you got to have a credit card. So in your mind, you're like, I do need a credit card. And you do. You just have to watch your spending. So I can't say that 40K is or is not low income. It really depends on how many people you have in your household. That's going to make a difference. If you're one person making 40K, they're definitely going to say you are not a low income. All right. What if your loan says Department of Ed Navient? How do you dispute that? It says Department of Ed Navient. Department of Education is who. Navient is still on there. That is still not 100% correct information, because if you go by what the Federal Credit Reporting Act says, accurate. It has to be an accurate representation of the truth. And yes, it says Department of Ed, that's half truth, but Navient is not true. So if you see Department of Ed, you see Navient, Granite State, or Fed loan, I would dispute them. Mohela, I did not. Mohela is also Mohela is Fed loan. So yes, you can dispute Mohela. So if you have Mohela, I think that's how you say it, Mohela, that is also Fed loan. So yes, you can dispute that. Okay, thank you, Ramifesto. So it says Navient sold their loans to Aid Vantage. Well, Aid Vantage isn't on anybody's credit report that I've seen yet. So while you got an opportunity, this is the time you want to dispute and get those off, okay? Because we don't know when they're going to be on. And Department of Education even said they put out in the notice that the transfer will take a little bit of time. So a little bit of time to me means a delay. Y'all know from dealing with the government, and delay means not going to show up on your credit report right away, which means you may have 60 days or so to have a nice healthy credit score. Some of y'all haven't seen that in a long time. So maybe get those loans deleted would be good for a lot of you. Okay. Don't rush out there and get no house though. All right. So Mohela is the same. And all you need to do is just dispute normally with a dispute letter. If you want mine, you can send me a message on Instagram. What about EAA loans? It's Department of Ed, and I'm low income. So I don't want y'all to mix this up. The low income qualifies to get your medical bills off your credit. Okay. You use charity care for medical bills. For your student loans, if you see that it has Navient, Fed loan, Granite State, or Mohela, you can dispute for them being inaccurate. All right. So I want y'all, so both of them pertain to your credit, but we're talking about two different situations. So do not mix these up. So don't be disputing your student loans talking about I'm low income, because they're going to look at you and go, well, hell, so are we, the employees. So don't do that. Low income for medical bills and inaccurate for the student loans. Okay. All right. So let's see. What else we got? And then I'm gonna get to this new stuff. All right. Okay. So y'all already talk about this child care credit. All right. So good. All right. So Tom says, for the child dependent care, do IRS verify the amount we pay? That is a very good question. Well, here's what IRS said this morning. Okay. Or maybe over the weekend. They put out stuff in silent and don't tell us nothing. Okay. So let me run it back and I'm gonna answer the question, Tom. First, tax season does not open until January 31st. Okay. So I'm letting y'all know that now. So y'all can run out there and run to your tax preparers if you want to. Not saying not to, but I'm going to tell you, please do not think that because you did it on the 15th that it's going to be submitted or e-filed, because it will not. The only thing they can do is take your information and hold. They cannot submit to IRS until the portal opens to accept returns. And that will not happen until the 31st. IRS is telling y'all, and if y'all watch me, for those who do, I appreciate it, because y'all know I done told y'all this before. This tax season going to look just like last year's tax season. Okay. We are already running behind and we ain't even started yet. Okay. So 31st of January is when you can file. The last day to file is April 18th. Now, I know a lot of y'all remember April 15th, but April 15th is Good Friday. That's a holiday, so it will be April 18th, all right? So you really don't get that much time because they're opening it late, but they're still closing it around the same time. Now here goes the part that's gonna suck for the majority of you. If you receive earned income tax, excuse me, if you have children and you're claiming earned income tax credit, the child tax credit, or this dependent care credit, IRS is saying we are not processing your returns until March. You will not get your returns until March. Now, they may work on them in February. They can't work on them in January because you can't submit to January 31st. So they're going to work on them in February, but you won't get paid until March, which is crazy. Okay. So I want to tell y'all, please don't rush to file your taxes. The IRS said themselves that if you file during peak season, which is as soon as the gates open until about a month. So all of February is going to be peak season. And they said if you file during peak season, it's going to be delayed. It's already going to be delayed normally. So if you file in that time frame, it will be delayed. So if you're not in any kind of rush, this is what I would tell everybody to do. And I'm going to tell it to do it first. Soon as tax season opens, because some of us drag our feet. Some of us ain't going to have all our paperwork. File for an extension ahead of time. Let that be the first thing you do with your tax preparer. At least an extension gives you until October to do your taxes. Now, I'm not saying you have to wait until October, but everything's delayed, guys. So 31st of January is when everything is supposed to be to you. Your W-2s, your 1099s, your 1098s, your 1099Gs, 1099R, all of those are supposed to be to you by January 31st. I had people calling me February 15th and still had not received W-2s. So I don't want y'all to be using y'all last pay stubs because y'all in a rush to get your tax return when you're already gonna have to wait to get paid and sometime in March anyway. So wait until you get all your documentation and then file. Why? Because, and now I'm gonna answer your question, Tom. Because the IRS is doing this, okay? Doing this. Y'all see me on TikTok doing this. They are going to verify. I didn't say it. They said it. They said we are going to verify each person does deserve the credits that they put in for. Earned income tax credit, child tax credit, child dependent care credit. So if you put any of these in, meaning you got kids and you claiming that you pay for child care and you claiming that earned income tax and the child care, which if you have children, you should claim all three, they're going to verify it. So the individuals that should be looking to get tax returns late are individuals with kids. Now, I don't know why that makes any sense to them, being that they're not giving out additional child tax credit payments, but I'm letting you know now so that you are not trying to beat up your tax preparer wondering why your check is late. I'm telling you now. So hopefully y'all don't tag or share that with somebody, but let them know January 31st, that's the first day you can file. April 18th, the last day you can file. Earned income tax credit, child tax credit, and dependent care credit will be, they are going to make sure you are entitled to the credit before they pay you. Now, for this dependent care credit, so yes, they want to make sure that you got some kids to do it. But if you say that you paid $9,000 to someone to watch your kids in daycare, now I'm gonna tell you now, I know, and I've been dealing with this now. A lot of people have people that have been watching their kids, but they don't want to give them the social security number or they don't want to give them the EIN. Well, that's not fair because you should not be able to have it both ways. You should not be able to earn all that money and not pay no taxes on it. So if an individual that you pay does not want to give you their EIN or social security number, please tell them that that doesn't mean that you don't file, because you still can file against them. You just don't have to have their information, and you would have to mail in your tax return. Now, a lot of people don't want to do it, but it depends on you. If you want to miss out on any of the additional money from the child, from the dependent care credit, that's your choice. Just know that you don't have to deal with them saying, I'm not going to give it to you, because I know a lot of people are not giving it up because they don't want to mess up their benefits for food stamps or Section 8 or whatever. But that needs to be an agreement that y'all work out, because now look, you might be missing out on some money and people don't want to miss out on that. Okay. All right. So let me see if anybody has anything else really quick. Um, let's see. So it says, how do I get my school loans removed through the Fed loan? They're through Fed loan. So I hope I answered your question, Caitlin. Grace, just dispute normally of just put that you're disputing under FCRA 611. It's incorrect information. That's what you're disputing under. So this is the time to do it while they're in that transition period. Okay, so we got to catch them while they're slipping, because they always catch us while we slipping. All right. All right, it says Georgia hasn't dropped the homeowner assistance grants. Hey, Desiree. So if anybody, and outside, let me do a segue really quick. So we're talking about this homeowner assistance grant. I don't think anybody's gotten it. If anybody has gotten it that's watching, please let me know. But I do have feelers out there with a lot of people in different states, and not one person has told me that they have received the money. I know Treasury has paid the states, but your governors need to be the individuals that's answering the question as to why you have not gotten any money yet. Doesn't make sense to me. I don't know what they're using it for, because they're damn sure not giving anybody unemployment. So they need to let us know where the money went. So thank you for giving me that update, but no state has gotten it yet. All right. Let's see. I don't want to miss. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything. Okay, and Happy New Year. Look at that. Look at that. Thank you, Nanette. She said Happy New Year to everybody. Okay, so let me go down here with the tax. All right, so I already got with the tax. It's going to start late into April 18th. No, there's still not going to be any monthly child tax credit checks. The bill was not approved, so please do not expect to see a check on the 15th or any 15th for that matter. All right, that's just not going to happen. Basically, what is going to happen is you are just going to file your taxes normally. All right. Now, I can't speak on all these other individuals saying that they've been able to go in the system and do a quote. I know that the software I use and a couple other softwares that I tried to get into are not allowing tax preparers to use 2021. And 2021's information from IRS isn't even all the way done and uploaded into the system. So when people come back and say that people are going to get all this money, I don't know where they're getting the numbers from. Now, I do think everybody's tax return is going to be higher, but all I can say is my calculator is not open to be able to play around. And when it does, we get notification, most of us tax preparers, and it does probably depend on the software that you are using. So if you do see somebody saying that you're going to get this ridiculous amount of money, I'm not saying they lying. It's very possible, but I say, well, show me where you got it from, because somebody did one that went viral on Facebook, but it was 2020 software from TurboTax. It had nothing to do with 2021. So she was lying. All right. Another thing that people are getting misrepresented. If you see any post telling you to claim the child independent care, and they're telling you need to get a form 2441, you don't need to get no form. If you use tax software, it's built in there. I seen somebody post the other day that said they need to run down, go to the IRS website and print it out. No, you don't need to do that. We don't do taxes by hand anymore. That's prehistoric. We do software now. So if you do have expenses for the child independent care, then that form will be in there. And don't worry, y'all been asked that question several times when you file taxes. They've already asked you before, do you have any child care expenses? When you see that question, you're going to say yes. And then that is when you put in daycare, the nursery, whatever you spent and bought. You can get it for adult dependents too, if they are disabled. But this is mostly for young children. So you can get it. Let's see. It says, so if someone claimed my child and I haven't received any payments for the 6 months. Okay, so I'll answer that. Everybody worried about who's going to get this money for next year. IRS keep changing rules. So y'all just get ready, because I sure got to tell y'all some bad news in a second. And I just found this out before I went on live. Okay. So if somebody else claimed your children, that's okay. Because when you claim them at tax time, you will get the full credit. And when I say the full credit, that means $3,000 or $3,600. If you follow me on Facebook or Instagram, you'll see that in my story this weekend, I put like 4 kids up there and I put the amounts, and I did 2 different pictures. Okay. I did one picture, the prices of the kids' head were like $1,500, $1,800, $1,500, $1,500. That is for individual parents who got the 6-month payment in 2021, and they're only claiming to collect the rest. Okay. So that's the same person claiming the kids. But if you saw the other picture I did with the 4 children and it said 3,000, 3,600, 3,000, 3,000, that is for somebody who has never gotten any money for those kids. You get the full credit. The full credit is 3,000 or 3,600. Half of the credit is 1,500 and 1,800. So if you are the same person claiming them on your taxes as the same, and you're the same person that got paid the money for the last 6 months, you only get the difference. If this your first time, you get the full. Okay. So I hope I explain that. Yes, you can claim foster kids as long as they are yours and you have met the resident that have to be in your care for a certain amount of time, like I believe it's 6 months or more. So if they were your dependent for 6 months or more, they live in your household all that, yeah, you can claim them and you make sure they have a social security number. Because believe it or not, some adopted kids don't have a social security number. They have an A10, which is an adopted tax ID number. Okay, so just make sure they have their social security number. Let me see if y'all ask me anything else. How do I start the student loan forgiveness for my mom? Okay, I will get to the student loan forgiveness in a second. I'm gonna keep that question up. Let me finish with this tax. All right. It's so funny. So if anybody on here did OnlyFans, you will be getting a 1099. Okay. So if you had an OnlyFans, if you have a YouTube, you have a TikTok, you get paid from any of those platforms, you will receive a 1099 and you have to claim the income you earned on your taxes. So this is another reason why I say don't rush out there, because I done seen a lot of clips on my story from people on OnlyFans. Okay. And I also noticed some of those individuals from OnlyFans also live in housing. Okay. I've seen people twerking in government housing that also have an OnlyFans account. Now, I only saying this because I want y'all to share, because I know y'all know people who have an OnlyFans account and they probably are also living in public housing and all that kind of stuff. So tell them, I know they were balling all 2020 and all 2021. Okay. But please make sure when you get your 1099 that you actually add that included on your taxes. Why? Because IRS says they are watching. So if they receive a 1099 from somebody else and you don't take that same 1099 and report it on your taxes, I would expect you are probably going to get not a phone call, because IRS doesn't call. They're going to send you a letter in the mail letting you know that you possibly either A, missed something on your taxes, they're not going to process it, or B, you being audited. Okay. So we don't want y'all to miss out on that. All right. So I did social media, YouTube, TikTok, anything. Okay. Crypto. So a lot of y'all got the Dogecoin, however you want to say it. So any income that not any income, anytime you earned an increase on the crypto. So if you cashed out the Dogecoin instead of using the money. Now, if you cashed out that money, you're still going to get a 1099. So if you rushed and bought a bunch of Dogecoin and you saw the price going down and you took your money out, you got to pay taxes on that. If you took the money and transferred and bought another coin because it was losing money, and say the new coin increased in value, you have to pay taxes on that increase. I believe the reason they're starting this tax season late is because they want to make sure that every single one of y'all get all these damn 1099s and make sure you put them in. Why? Because they need the money. Okay. So much so that I'm even going to add this, and then I'll answer your question, Letitia. This is what I found out before I went on live. So I found out that the IRS just now gave out new information on how people are supposed to handle their PPP forgiveness. And remember, I tell y'all, IRS or the federal government, they make stuff up as they go. There's nothing we can do about it. We just got to go along with it. They don't prep us. They don't put it in the news. So y'all got to come and sit here and let me give y'all this bad information. But what I found today, and so far, it only pertains to S corps, but we will see if they pertain to everybody. But right now, the guidance says that if an individual has an S corporation and they got the PPP loan and the forgiveness, they have to claim the forgiveness on their taxes when they file their 1120. Now, some of y'all don't even know what 1120 is because some of y'all don't even file those. But there are some of y'all that do file an 1120. You file your business taxes separate than your personal taxes. And if you do, the IRS It just said it. I was just reading through it before I called. Look, before I went on live. And I was like, well, damn, why would they tell us right now? So it may be that we might not even be able to get away with the forgiveness of the PPP because you got to put it in. So they're saying you don't put it as income. They want you to put it as expenses in some other category. I will talk about it more probably next week after I get more information. But I'm just letting y'all know this is actually not good news, okay? Because, well, people were told they didn't have to claim anything, but now it's changing. All right. So just prepare for there to be more changes. Okay. 1099Gs. If you get a 1099G, that's for unemployment. Please know that there is no $10,200 forgiveness like it was last year. That $10,200, they basically were waiving the taxes on the first 10,200. That's not going on this time. So if you got an unemployment, you will pay taxes on the full amount that you receive, not like last year. There will be no breaks. Okay. So you need to make sure you get in the system to get that. Some of you will have them automatically sent. I will not trust the unemployment in any state. Okay. I would advise you all to log in to your account and print off your own 1099G so that you can see what you owe. If you have an overpayment for unemployment, okay? And a lot of you guys do, especially my Florida guys, if you have an overpayment, if you haven't applied for a waiver, it will show up on your 1099G. And guess what? You are going to have to pay for all of that. You're going to have to claim that money that they're saying they overpaid you as income. So please make sure if you have not applied for the waiver to apply. Now, if you denied the waiver, then when they issue you that 1099G and that amount is there, it's correct because it's been vetted. They already looked and said, nope, this is yours. But if you never do anything, you don't give yourself a chance to fight. So please see if your state is offering a waiver for overpayment. Some states are. I know Florida is. Florida is also not reporting the information to the collection agencies for now. Okay. They have not given us an end date. That could just be through the tax season. So if you don't pay your overage or they don't get some kind of money back from you in some way, we don't know if they're going to report y'all to the credit bureaus later on or not. It's very possible that they could. So if you're somebody that has an overpayment and unemployment and then you don't file taxes, they want their money. So please don't try to run from these people. Okay. So my thing is everybody needs to file taxes. Unless you're an individual that makes below the standard deduction, you're on Social Security, you're on VA disability, but anything like that, you should file because you never know. They actually probably owe you money. All right. So let me see what any questions y'all got before I go on. It said I haven't received my taxes yet. I am not surprised. Get ready because this gonna be slow. This go around too. Yes, you can claim foster children. Thank you, Tanisha. Okay. All right. So again, if y'all watching on TikTok, please share, follow. I like that. I appreciate it. Okay. And to answer your question, Letitia, to start the student loan forgiveness, and that depends on which student loan forgiveness you're doing. So let me give you the update before I answer. If you're doing the borrower's defense, meaning your school closed down and you want to be repaid, you want your money back, or you want just to have that debt wiped out from your credit and out of the system, the Kyver system saying that you owe a school, please know that the form was 9 pages. It went back up to 26 pages. Okay. So I had a condensed application. That application is no longer available. So now it is back to the long 26-page application. It's actually updated. They try to make it look a little better. Please don't be intimidated by it. A lot of it is the same information. It's just asking you the same question a bunch of different ways. So I would say copy and paste. Put the same answer you put in that block for the previous block all the way till you get to the end. If your school is closed, Everest, ITT Tech, any Corinthian colleges, especially a lot of these little academies, beauty schools and esthetician schools, and especially if you went to one of these little rinky-dink schools, and I don't mean to, no disrespect, but a lot of these little rinky-dink pop up by night and gone tomorrow schools, y'all got them sitting on y'all credit. Y'all got them sitting on y'all credit, and we can't do that. All right. So this is another thing that we need to take care of. So I done talked about, so far we don't remove medical bills from the credit. We done talked about removing those Fed loan and Navient things from your credit. And now I'm telling y'all about how to remove them through the discharge program that Joe Biden has come out with. So if you qualify for a student loan forgiveness because your school is closed down, you need to get it off your credit and out of the system. If you are a public servant, first responder, you work for a nonprofit, then you can do the discharge under the public servants loan forgiveness. And then if you have private loans, you can discharge those in bankruptcy. And the other one it's another one. Private public servant, disability discharge. So anybody disabled or they are under doctor's care and don't think they will be able to have gainful employment, you too can get your loans discharged. Okay, now I say this every week, but I am always surprised at how many people I talk to after my lives that are like, I've been disabled and I've been having student loans forever. Now Biden says they're gonna contact y'all. I'm not waiting for nobody to contact me. I will put in my own application. Okay, so I would like y'all to have that same energy and not wait for the government to do their job. Help them, okay, because they need it. All right. So Letitia, I'm not sure which one you want to do, but those are the three that you can do for your mom. So if your mom is probably in one of those schools that are closed down, you can send me a message on Instagram, or you can send me an email. My information is on YouTube, and I will send you the application. Okay, it is 26 pages. All right. Ms. Robin says, my hospital had the form on the back of my invoice. That's a good place to start. Then call the billing department and ask for sliding fee. All right, now this is our guru over here. So she is saying, look on the back of your hospital bills if you have them. Now, a lot of y'all don't got no hospital bills. A lot of y'all just leave and y'all don't know what happened. Y'all just happen to be alive. But if you get a bill, please turn it over and look on the back. If not, take my advice and pick up the phone and call them and say, hey, what do y'all have for low income? Because I see this hospital is nonprofit and y'all get funds from the government and I can't afford to pay my medical bill. What can y'all do to help me lower it? Boom. That's it. They know that's their job. They're supposed to do it. Okay. So let me see if I missed anything. You talked about unemployment, the waivers, if you're denied 1090G, no tax. All right. Anybody from Georgia, Arizona that's watching, y'all are going to be the first individuals that will soon be able to use the wallet app that keeps your driver's license. So you ain't even got to keep your driver's license with you coming up soon. What y'all did not know is Apple paid almost like $1 billion to 7 states. Florida is just not one of them. Oh, it just makes me so mad. But anyway, 7 states, and the 7 states are going to build an app, build into your iPhone, into the wallet, where you can some kind of way it's going to link with you. I don't know if it's going to link with the driver's license system, because I don't think it's going to be a picture, but they are going to have an actual driver's license that's going to be in your wallet. And they want you to do that because now you can use it to go through the TSA checkout. So hopefully some of these things will be easier as we go through this year. And the reason that they're doing this, maybe y'all care, maybe you don't care, but Joe Biden said in this infrastructure bill that some of the things that they needed to repair is how federal government or state government deals with us. And they want to make it easier for us to get things. So if you're a person that's on SNAP, EBT, you will soon see that there's an easier way to recertify versus going into the office. They're changing how to do passports. If you notice, passports, you can get them online. Now, I done been seeing a lot of people get caught up with these passports. I'm going to tell you, if you know you're not living under the real name of who you are, and I hope that's nobody that's watching, but if anybody's watching and you are using a fake name and you are getting a passport, leave that passport alone, because they are busing people left and right. Why? Because now the government is starting all to get online, and they are now cross-referencing alive people with this death index. So if you are alive trying to get a Social Security, or not Social Security, well, Social Security too, or a passport, and you are using somebody else's name, they now put you to a special review, and this person is an investigator, and they do their little investigation. And if they find that you are not who you are, because everybody has death records, okay? So if they find death records of somebody else and that's who you are, going to jail, period. Okay. So I can't believe how many people in Florida alone are getting caught by utilizing these people who are dead and thinking they're just gonna live, and these people buying houses and cars. So this is proof to y'all that CPNs do work, because these people are using real social security numbers from people that are dead, and they have created a whole new life, got cars, houses, jobs. So CPNs work. I'm not saying you should use them, but if anybody has ever wondered how it gets through, because the government wasn't doing their job in referencing these numbers, but now they are. So it's going to get harder and harder for people to do those type of things. All right. All right. What about the credit card department? What you mean? What about credit card department? If you get them removed, can you get another student loan? Absolutely. You can get student loans removed. Your credit has absolutely nothing to do with what you're able to get. You can have a mortgage on your credit and dispute it. And if it comes off, that doesn't mean you don't have the mortgage. You still do. It just does not show on your credit anymore. And you don't get the benefit of showing that you have a mortgage. But that's why I don't like when people do credit sweeps, because when they sweep your credit, they take off everything, good and bad. Student loans are not bad, y'all, especially when they're in good standing. When they're negative and you got missed payments and they're in collections, that's bad. Student loans, mortgages, and business loans are the three best loans you could get. Why? Because they're all backed by good old Uncle Sam. And if you can pay him, you can pay anybody. Okay? A bank will look at you and see how you take care of your student loans before they will give you the opportunity to mess up their loans. Okay? So if you could take care of one, they believe you could take care of the other. All right? Let me see. Also, let me do my little side note. Again, follow, share, all that good stuff. Tag a friend. If you think they'll be interested in this information, I do have a Discord group. Matter of fact, tonight with the Discord group, we're gonna talk about this PPP forgiveness. I can go into more in depth with the individuals about the PPP and how that is going to be affecting these taxes, because this was something new and totally unexpected. And most individuals that I talk to have businesses, so it's going to affect y'all. All right. So if you are interested in joining my Discord group, you could just go to my Patreon. It is the same under Shamika Saves. Everything is Shamika Saves. Okay. So you cannot miss me. You see it over here over my head, and I'll type it in for you guys. Let's see. So I know I told y'all about the FCC broadband. That is where you get the discounted internet. It has now changed its name to Affordable Connectivity Program. Now, the reason I'm telling y'all this is because from what I am reading, some of you guys are going to have to reapply for the new program. So if you're on the discounted high-speed internet program, you may need to call to see if you have to register, because it has a new name now. All right. Not only does it have a new name, now they're bringing back the $100 for the laptop. In the beginning, when I told y'all about this, the FCC broadband program gives you, it was $30 off or $50 off on your internet. Now they are, no, it's 30. It's 50 now. Under the ACP, the Affordable Connectivity, it's going to be $50 now, lower from your internet. So basically what they're going to do is they're going to subsidize. You're going to pay a portion and the federal government is going to pay another portion. You will never see the money. It's going to be paid to your cable company or to your cell phone provider, whoever you choose to use for your internet. Now they brought back the $100 laptop, how the program works. And I'm going to tell y'all where to get the laptop. Okay. How the laptop program works is they give you a $100 coupon. You'll never get it. It goes to the person that's selling it. You will have to pay no less than $5, but no more than $50. So the program that I found that I'm gonna give y'all only charges $105 for a laptop. One laptop per household. You guys will only be able to get one. All right. Now, there are only a few companies. Where my phone? Y'all know I gotta have my phone with me. So I'm gonna tell y'all how. Let me see, because I already took a picture of it. Because I know it's harder for my people on TikTok for me to be able to tell you, because you can't see what I'm typing in. All right. But I'm going to type it in over here on my YouTube. Now I checked this out right before I went, and they got them. It already stated that they got they already have laptops. So if you on the connectivity program, all you got to do is verify that is you, and then they will give you a laptop. Okay. So hold on, y'all, because y'all know it's like my thing tripping. Give me 1 second. Okay. And the program is called Human IT. All right, so I'm just gonna type this in humanit.org. Okay, so human, like I'm a human, and then it's the letter I, it's a dash, and then T.org. Okay, for people who are watching on TikTok, all right, because I don't know how to type on this thing, but it's humanit.org. Okay, if it doesn't come up like that, type it on Google, humanit.org, and it will take you, and it's green and white. Hold on, y'all, I'm gonna show y'all, okay, because I already went there. So you see what it says? Get you a laptop for 100. Ooh, it's kind of hard to show. $105. If y'all see it, it's probably hard to show y'all here, but it's green. And it ain't looking green right now. But I promise it's green. Okay, so it says you can get your what they do is you buy a hotspot for $85 and you got your Wi-Fi hotspot. And with that Wi-Fi hotspot, you pay $5 more and they give you that laptop. And then you get that $100 credit towards it. So you could go there and check it out and get you a laptop. Now, I'm going to tell y'all what cell phone companies are participating. I'm not going to mention the ones that are not. So if you have these cell phone companies, please call your cell phone company and see what they are offering if they are doing the laptop, okay? So Cox, that's the cable company. Frontier, that's a cable company. Human IT, that's the one I just told you guys about. That's a nonprofit that has a bunch of laptops that they are willing to sell y'all as long as you're on the program. Metro by T-Mobile. So if you have a Metro, a lot of people got Metro, so y'all ain't got to feel no kind of way because I got AT&T and AT&T is not participating. So Metro is participating in that connectivity program. PCs for people. That's the one that I got that was doing $100 last year, the $100 laptop. They're also doing it again this year. PC like computer, personal computer, PCs, PC and S for FOR people. You can get a laptop from there if they run out at Human IT. Q-Link and SafeLink, that's a track phone. I don't know who would still have that. T-Mobile and Windstream. I ain't never even heard of them. So if you got T-Mobile and Metro, you basically are in there. If not, you need to go to PCs for People or humanit.org and get you that $100 laptop. $105 laptop. You paying $5 and the government paying $100. And going on and use your Wi-Fi and search the web because that's exactly what they want you to do. Okay. All right, we talked about the Georgia apps. All right, and then I got one more iPhone trick for y'all, and then I'm gonna let y'all go. So let me see what we got here really quick. Okay, Gwendolyn says, I haven't got my taxes yet. It says processing. That's normal. Somebody called me this morning at 8 o'clock to tell me that they called IRS because they listen and they know IRS opens at 7:30 in the morning. So they called at 8. And this was a man. So I'm very happy to see my fellows out there doing their thing. He said that I can see that my taxes were e-file, but when I call when I check the system, it says no tax return found. He called IRS and IRS told him that their system is messing up. I could have told you that and saved you some time. So if you check the system and it says still processing, that's good. At least you know you're in the system. Be worried if it says if you don't have anything, but you don't even need to be worried about that because their system is all wrong. So Gwendolyn, unfortunately, you just have to wait like everybody else. And you probably going to get your first tax return from last year at the same time you should have got the one from this year. That's just how messed up it's going to be this year, okay? Let's see. Can you remove a bankruptcy before 7 years? Absolutely. I actually did one in 3 months. It was a lot of work, but it absolutely gotten removed. Please don't let anybody tell you that you can't remove a bankruptcy. You can remove anything you want from your credit report if you know what you're doing. It is just a report, okay? It is just somebody saying that this is yours, but you could dispute and do what you want. It's a little bit more than disputing, but you can remove whatever you want from a credit report. You basically can make your credit report what you want. I'm not saying that everybody should do it because a lot of people aren't technical like me or want to get into that type of stuff, but you absolutely can. Don't let anybody tell you that everything has to stay because it doesn't. All right, so this says, how do I dispute student loans from a school that closed down? If your school closed down, you're going to use borrower's defense application. And if your school closed down and you paid student loans, you need to use the closed school loan discharge form. You can inbox me. You're on YouTube, so send me an email. I'll send you the forms. And the closed school loan discharge actually gives you the money back you paid for loans when the school was closed down. Even if you did a disability discharge and you just got approved, but you've been making payments, you should get that money back for the time that you've been disabled. They owe you money. Okay. Is it true we can use last year's income for this year's taxes? Last year's income is basically just going to be your tax check. Uh, Now, if you're talking about the 1400, because I know some people are talking about the 1400, so let me clear that up, because a lot of stuff you're going to see on the news is going to be clickbait, because there ain't going to be much else to talk about since taxes don't open to January 31st. So the $1,400, if you did not get your $1,400 stimulus, that is your third stimulus, you can only get it this year by claiming it on your taxes, meaning you have to file taxes to get it. So if you know somebody locked up in jail, in prison, and I done made sure I done told my people out in my lifers at Jefferson Correctional Institution that they can get theirs. So the prison knows already. So if the prisoners know, y'all should know. If you didn't get it, you need to claim it on your taxes this year. Okay. It'll be just like last year. It'll be your recovery rebate or your economic impact payment. It's going to ask you, did you receive it? Yes or no. If you did not, it's going to give you $1,400 plus over on your tax return. If it's yes, you don't get it. So I've seen a lot of things in the news saying if individuals had different income from 19 to 20, they're going to get 1,400. No, they're not. They're going to get it only if they didn't file taxes in 2020, then yeah, they'll get it. But they're not giving out any additional money. The federal government isn't. States may be, but not the actual federal government. So if you missed your $1,400 payment, you will get it back at tax time, but you have to file taxes to get it. They're not sending out no more free checks. So last year's income really is just your pay stub from last year. I would not use your last year's taxes. And please don't be listening to these fly-by-night tax preparers setting y'all up to try to get a whole lot of money, because your tax preparer, in most cases, doesn't care about you. They care about how much of the tax refund they're going to get from you. All right. Some of y'all get paid by the form. If you're doing earned income tax credit, child tax credit, the child independent care credit, they may charge $100 a form, $200 a form. That's what H&R Block and Jackson Hewitt do. I think it's Jackson Hewitt, right? They charge by the form. So you could choose to be charged by the form, or you can get you a flat price. But you need to make sure that your tax preparer is not setting you up for failure. Please make sure you have your IRS 6419 and 6475. Those are IRS letters. If you moved and you don't have them, you can't pick up the phone and call IRS. I am so shocked at how many people think that they can just pick up the phone and the IRS is just going to have somebody sitting there and change the address. They don't do that. Okay, you actually got to mail in a change of address. And at this time, it's a little late. So if you need to update your address, you need to do it with your taxes. When you file your taxes, make sure that the address you have is the address you want. If you don't get those letters in the mail, the only other thing you can do is see if you can track down that letter in the mail with your postal guy. They usually do not forward any IRS mail. If you're not there, they send it back. Or you can log into the system so that you can get a printout. Sometimes they will let you see stuff that they have mailed to you previously. The reason why you want to know this is because you need to know exactly the amount of child tax credit payments you got. If you're one of those kind of people that you can't remember, you don't know how to search your bank account, you need that letter. If you're somebody that does know how to search your bank account and you don't have the letter, just go into your bank online and type in IRS, type in CTC for child tax credit, and it will show you all the payments you have received. For those that can't use that don't get the letter. And the reason I want y'all to know this is because you put in the wrong amount, you set yourself up for a red flag. You could possibly get audited and not even mean to. All right. So because the IRS knows this is the first time they've ever done anything like this. So they want to make sure that you're not lying, saying you got less than what you really did. We don't want that. And for the individuals that claim kids and now they're not claiming them this year, IRS is also going to be looking at you, because you're going to have to put in what you received. And if you are now no longer claiming those kids, well, we don't know what's going to happen yet. We got to wait the tax season to find out. Are they going to make you pay it back? And if you do owe and you get an overpayment, The IRS will look at your income to see if you automatically qualify for an overpayment waiver. Y'all see, they're giving y'all a waiver for everything. So IRS is giving you one that you automatically get based off your income. You don't even have to apply from based off of what they're saying on the website. Is if you owe, it'll automatically not make you, it will automatically won't make you have to pay anything. So you probably won't even know that you were overpaid because the waiver is supposed to be automatic. But we shall see. Again, tax season has not started yet, so we're gonna find out. Okay. Tom says, will we receive any form if we didn't receive any payments for child tax credit? No, if you didn't get any payments, you're not gonna get a form. The only form you should get is your 6479, I think, which is your economic impact payment. So you did get a stimulus. So even if you didn't get child tax credit, you still got your $1,400. You still should get a letter for that. But most of y'all can remember $1,400. It's those little bitty payments that people forget. All right. So if not, you could just use your bank or your knowledge and put in that you receive your $1,400. Miss Jenna, you said you emailed me about the tax class. I apologize. I did not see an email, but I will check again. And that's weird. But send me a message, one more. Send me another message. Maybe I deleted it by mistake. Just so y'all know, I got 2 slots left in my tax class. Some of you guys have not thought about being a tax preparer, but I'm just letting y'all know it is a very lucrative industry. It's also, it make you feel good when you actually do right by people. Now, some people sit over here and they feel good because they lie and charge $1,000, $2,000 a return. That's fine if that's what they choose to do. That's not what I do. I just want to be able to put money back into your pocket. And I want you not to have to worry about having the IRS come hunt your behind down later, because believe me, I do deal with people who owe the IRS. And we don't want to owe them, okay, if at all possible. And a lot of times the tax preparers y'all go to, they don't even show up. They don't answer the phone after tax season. Speaking of that, and then I'm going to let y'all go because it's 8:02. Just so y'all, these last 2 things. I got to talk about these tax preparer scams because it's getting real, all right? So 1, IRS is never going to call you. IRS will only IRS will only mail you something. So if you get a call, somebody saying that IRS, it don't work like that. Even if they give you their badge number, all that, IRS does not call you. All right. And if they do call you, they would definitely have to prove it by sending me an actual email from their actual irs.gov email. They never call. Okay. But by the chance you get somebody that does, they need to verify it by sending you an email. If you're going to get your taxes done by anybody, because I know a lot of you are ready to go and drop your stuff off with your tax preparer, you need to make sure that the only way your taxes say self-prepared is if you do them through TurboTax or through an app on your own. If you pay somebody to do your taxes, they should not say self-prepared. Why do you care about that? Well, I'm going to tell you why. Because if they say self-prepared and you get audited, the only person that's on the hook is you, because it says self-prepared, meaning you did them yourself. So if somebody did your taxes and you paid them, it needs to say by a paid tax preparer, and they need to have their P10, which is a number, which is a group of numbers, but they start with the letter P. And tax preparers know what I'm talking about. You got to have that number, and that is how the IRS tracks the IRS tax preparers. Okay, if they don't sign your taxes, you can be left on the hook. If it says self-prepared, you will be left on the hook. If you don't get a printout of your taxes after they do your taxes, you also will be left on the hook, because who are you going to call when they call you saying, we don't understand so-and-so, or when they email, or when they send you a letter, you don't even have a copy of your taxes. Get them printed out, folks. And then last but not least, make sure that before they e-file, before they hit submit, you, parents, need to verify your children's information. Why? Because I already done told you. IRS hiring 86,000 new tax auditors, not customer service representatives, tax auditors. They're hiring them because they want to do this. Okay. So you need to do this too. Don't leave it up to that person who's typing your stuff in to make sure your information is correct. Why? Because they don't go to their account. They don't care. If it's wrong, my bad. I'm sorry. They're just going to do an amendment, and now you have to wait. So please take an extra 2 to 3 minutes and review your own. You ain't got to worry about the numbers. Look at the names. Okay, that's the main thing. Look at the names, all the socials right, all the birthdays right. Okay, that type of stuff matters, especially if you're going to a new person. Okay, and let me see what y'all got, and then I'm gonna tell y'all my last little thing. All right, because y'all know I love this. Okay, so I answered that. I answered that. I emailed you back. All right, Miss Jenna, send me another message, please. Desiree says I'm reading up on Arrived Homes. I'm going for it. I agree. If you have not done Arrived Homes, it is Jeff Bezos is fronting, basically putting up his money doing it. They are buying up houses. Y'all know right now it's a lot of inventory for rentals, no inventory for buyers. So now you can own or get in that market of being a landlord without having to own a house. You go and put some of your money down into one of these places that they bought, $100 to start, if that's how little it goes. Okay, you get a very small dividend with 100, but who cares? That is residual money that you did not even, not residual, passive income, excuse me, that you were not even expecting. So the more you put in, the more you get back. So basically you're helping put people in homes, and in return, when they pay their rent, you get paid. Sound like a landlord to me. Okay, so thank you, Desiree. Definitely do it. Hey, Chantel. All right, let me see. Nicola says, do childcare cover for paying private business? Do childcare cover for paying private bus fee? I'm not sure what you mean by private bus fee, but if you're paying for a child to be transported for somewhere, and it's for the care of the child, then yes. Now, not no regular school bus, but if you're paying for something out of your pocket additional, then yes, you could use that as an expense for childcare. That's exactly what it is, child and dependent care. So yes, I definitely would claim that. Hey, Noldy, I dropped those school names, Navient, Fedloan, and Granite State. So I hope you heard me. Tashia, I'm not sure what you're talking about. Where do I do this? I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all know I look at these late. Tomta says, I can't get my Capital One account off my credit. It's a car loan that was voluntary repo. Credit reports won't even let me dispute. Well, you cannot dispute a repo. I mean, you can dispute a repo, but repos are very, 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 very difficult. At this point, Tom, I'm not sure how old it is, but you can always do a consultation with me. It's $20 for your credit, if anybody wants to. But you can so a voluntary repo or involuntary repo is still a repo. Okay, so they don't care how they got it back as long as it's a repo, and they want to put that on your credit. Your best bet, depending on how old it is, and I would probably have to look at the dates, but you can always offer them a payment. Okay, I had somebody call today. She got a $10,000 some odd dollar Santander bill on her credit right now. It says that she had $2,500 left to pay. We called to see if she could get a lower amount. They said, nah, that's Santander. They're mean like that. It's $2,500 is what they're gonna take. And you know what I told her? Pay the $2,500 because you have removing it gives you a world of new options than versus going back and forth, wasting months and months disputing it. Especially in this climate, people ain't paying their bills, y'all. So a lot of these credit companies are not giving you the benefit of working deals like they normally would. So if you got a repo, I strongly would suggest you call Capital One and see what they will settle for. Don't say pay off, settle for. Okay. All right, let me see. Hey, Christine. Oh, Christine, yeah, we're gonna get you we're gonna have everybody come and check you out, check out your Freedom Aesthetics, your oils and skincare and all that. Okay, because y'all know y'all can look at my skin. I'm acting up over here, so I could use some of that right now. Okay. Dwight says, when a good time to file taxes? You can't file taxes until the 31st. Okay. James, you are late, but thank you for being here and happy new year to you. Okay. Let me send y'all let me put my email in here, and then I'm going over here to TikTok real quick and see what y'all asking me before I go. Okay. Y'all know I got to do my nightly smoke. YouTube or IG? Where do I register? TikTok, YouTube, or IG? You can register on, send me a message on my Instagram. I will be able to help you. Also, guys, make sure y'all follow me on YouTube. I am putting out videos that I'm not announcing because it's time to give y'all some information instead of just doing these lives. So it's time for me to do some actual videos. So I do have some stuff that'll be coming up. So please subscribe to my YouTube. What it says, can you file it? Can you file if on disability? You can file if you're on disability. It depends though. If you're a dependent of someone, or if you people who have disability also work. So if you get disability and you still have a job, you should file because you pay taxes. If the only thing you have is Social Security disability and you do not do anything else, you probably don't have to file if you made under the standard deduction. But most people who get Social Security or Social Security disability, some of them earn more than the standard deduction. And I know y'all saying, well, what's the standard deduction? I'm gonna just give it to you like this. Okay. Standard deduction is the amount that the IRS says they can't tax you on, and anything you earn above that, they can. So I think the standard deduction for 2021 for a single individual, and I don't see Pink Diva on here, but y'all correct me if I'm wrong. Last year was 12,400. I think this year is 12,600. So if you made $13,000 for the year, 12,600 of it cannot be taxed. Only the $400 can. That's how the standard deduction works. They have a standard deduction for married people, single people, head of household, and old people. So everybody has a category that they fit into. So if you're on disability and you earn more than the 12,600, then you need to file taxes because the rest of that money is taxable. So yes, you should file if it's above that. Okay. How much can you file on tax for SSI will change your check amount? It depends. If you got Social Security disability, a lot of times they don't like you to make over like $1,000 a month. If you're on regular Social Security by being retired, it is a different amount. They have like a calculator that will tell you all that. But those type of questions, honestly, if you're on disability and you want to know how much you can work and still get disability, you need to contact the attorney that helped you get the disability to be able to tell you, or just call Social Security or log into your Social Security account. It may tell you there, just like it's telling everybody about these raises. If y'all don't know, we already got the 5.9% raise, Social Security, your disability. Also, individuals who get food stamps, you should see an increase in your January benefits already. Okay. Tammy says, you offer tax prepared classes. How much is it? Yes, I offer tax prepared classes, but I offer tax prepared businesses. I offer you the opportunity to start your own business doing taxes. I teach you how to use the software, but you run your own business. So if you want to do that, that's $399. You won't get any cheaper than that from anywhere, because people charge $1,500. They charge a ridiculous amount, but I'm not trying to do that. I just want y'all to get started so that you can have, some wealth in the family. Okay. So $399 if you want to do it with me. Marcus no, I did not see your message. Jarvell, I will go back and look. Oh, do you like Tax Act? Tax Act is okay. I like Tax Slayer. I like ProTax Pro. It's a couple softwares that I like. Tax Act is okay. I don't personally use it. Did the Discord include the tax preparer classes? So no, the Discord group is separate. You can ask me questions in there. I answer my Discord all the time, but that's not included. It says I do my own taxes. I use Tax Act. Is that okay? Yeah, Tax Act is fine. If y'all want to do your own taxes, I have no problem with that. All I'm gonna say is, and then I'm gonna let y'all go. Actually, after I give y'all this trick, but after you use, if you use Tax Act or any private software, just make sure that you double check your information. Double check your Schedule C portion. If you are used to doing Schedule C and you putting in normally that you drive 80,000, 100,000 miles, we might don't want to lie that much this year, okay? And I'm just saying that because a lot of people do not drive that many miles a year with their business. Some do, but I have seen some that is just like, come on now, you ain't driving that much. So we want to try to be a little smarter about our write-offs, okay? Especially Schedule C, because that is the main thing they're looking at. Then the other thing they're looking at is the child tax credit. So make sure that you pay attention to that too. I don't care what software you use, just as long as you put your information in right and you put in something that you can at least be able to defend to the IRS in the event they have questions for you. Okay. Last but not least, because y'all know every week I try to bring y'all a trick for the iPhone because I'm a big iPhone lover. But here's a trick. So for y'all who cannot afford to get an Apple Watch, okay, you do not have to worry about doing the Apple Watch to take your heart rate or your blood pressure. I can't even believe we can get these things taken by our phone. But if you have an iPhone, all you need to do is download the Google Fit app. I'm going to type it over here, the Google Fit app. And if you do the Google Fit app, it will allow you to use your iPhone. I think you have to have iPhone 11 or better. You can use your back and your front camera to check your heart rate and your blood pressure. Okay, so I thought that was kind of neat, and that's where everybody don't have to be rushing out to go and get those things when they working out, because a lot of y'all like to work out. Okay, I hope that's on y'all resolution this year. But if you do, you don't got to worry about getting them fit Fitbit or none of them other things. Use your dang on phone. It allows you to do it. Just download the Google Fit app and it will do it for you. Hopefully y'all saw my other video that I put on TikTok to show y'all how to change y'all messages. If y'all getting a lot of spam messages, how to see in your folder to separate unknown messages from known messages. It will look at people that normally text you and put them in the known. If it's somebody that you never get a text from, it puts it in the unknown. So that way you can separate and only look at the messages you want to see. If you don't know what I'm talking about, look on my TikTok, okay? So if anybody got any other questions, that's all I have for y'all this week. Child tax credit won't come this month in February. No child tax credit at all, Dwight. There will be no child tax credit, period, unless it gets approved. The Build Back Better bill, if y'all notice, it has not even been talked about yet. And so if it does get approved, then we're going to have some more changes in this with this tax season. That's why y'all got to stay tuned, because it changes week by week. But right now there will be no child tax credit. That's supposed to start in June, but nothing else for anybody else. Let me see. Thanks for the info. Thank you, Letitia. I appreciate you being here. Happy New Year to you. Christopher Troutman, when do they start the $600 looking into your account? Great question. The $600 has already started, guys. So if you're an individual that you use Cash App, Venmo, Cash App, Venmo, and what's the other one? It's another one, y'all. Zelle. If you're using those, they are looking now. You will not receive your 1099 until next year in 2023. But you got this year to figure out your money laundering scheme. So I'm saying that in jest, but I mean it truly, because a lot of people are not trying to pay taxes on it. And I can't tell y'all how to hide no money. But most of y'all already know the only way they're not going to know about the money is you're going to have to pull it out your account. And carrying cash is just a liability, because if you get robbed, you have nowhere to get it back. But if you choose, that's basically going to be your only way. And we can't even guarantee that they're not even going to be looking at those transactions, because you still got to withdraw. So basically the ins and outs of your accounts, transfer ins and transfer outs, are going to be looked at, and they're going to send that information report to the IRS, whether y'all want to or not. Hopefully you will do your own reporting at the end of the year. We don't know how it's going to be yet. So we don't know if they're going to surprise us and say, hey, you owe us $30 more. That's what they do in China. If y'all don't know, in China right now, I ain't even making this up. People pay their taxes, but the government goes back and they review and go, y'all didn't pay us enough. And they send out a message and tell all of their citizens, redo your taxes and find some more money and pay us. We don't want our government doing that. But to me, it seems like we're getting damn near close. All right. So $600 has already started, but you will not get that report or the notification until 2023. That's when you'll receive your first 1099 from or 1099K from those Cash App companies. All right. Good question, Chris. All right, let me see. It says, good evening. If you have a 2021 baby but did not receive payments, what is the process? If you got a 2021 baby, all you got to do is file taxes normally. When it gets to the part about child tax credit, it's going to see that you never claimed anything. So it's going to give you the full credit of $3,600 because your baby is under 6. So you're going to get $3,600 for child tax credit. You're going to get whatever you get for earned income credit, which is probably going to be another $3,000 or $3,400. And if you have child care expenses, you will get that. So if y'all see just those 3 things, some people might walk away automatically with 7, 8 bands just with those 3 things. Now, if you take the full benefit of the child and dependent care, that actually can give you $8,000. Okay. But you got to have $16,000 worth of expenses and 2 or more children. So, you know, you can get a lot with just those 3 credits. We're not even talking about the $1,400 for everybody that didn't get one. So you do have an opportunity to make a large amount of money in this tax season. Please don't give your money away to everybody. I do taxes too, y'all, in every state. Okay. So don't give your money away to everybody. Make sure you're watching out for people who are volunteering to do your taxes, and make sure they're willing to put their name on it. If somebody does your taxes and they pay for it, they have the right to defend you in court. If you happen to get audited, you go in front of the IRS. Do you trust the people that do your taxes to go and defend you in front of the IRS? If you tell me no, then I don't want to hear about you going to them this year and coming to me later saying they screwed me over. I had to do a lot of amendments this year for what other people did. And you know what happened? The taxpayer paid twice. They paid them and they paid me. And that's not what we want to do this year. So we're going to get it together, folks. Okay. If you don't trust them to stand in front of the IRS and tell what they did for you, then they don't need to do your taxes. All right. You're welcome. Okay, so let's see. When can you? So we can't start filing. Hey, Tremaine, you late until the 31st. Thank you, Risha, for telling them. When will I be accepting appointments? You can call now and get on the book to accept appointments. I prefer you have all your documentation together. We can do Zoom. We can do in person. But I prefer you have your documents before, so we're not wasting nobody's time. Because remember, I don't want to do your taxes twice. I want to do them one and done, so you can go about your business and I can move on to my next customer. Okay. Sorry, I lost the sound. Don't let strangers prepare your taxes. Okay, so I think I hit everything. If y'all missed anything, please send me a message. I usually don't accept any questions, Moneybo, so I'm gonna wait to see if you type one. But any questions, you can send it to me on Instagram. You can also join my Discord through Patreon/Shamika Saves. You can also book me for consultation. If you got questions, you can also book me to do your taxes. And what else? Golly. And if y'all got stuff y'all want me to talk about or make a video on, then all you got to do is tell me so that I can do that for y'all. Okay. Because I appreciate y'all being here with me every week, every Monday, learning something new. Yeah. And so, okay, so I think I went over everything. If nobody asked me any more questions. So remember, January 31st, y'all. Yeah, thank you. And my Cash App is Shamika Saves. Okay. So I'm gonna just let y'all see. I look at that. I know that's right, Keisha. Thank you for telling me to do that. Y'all know I be trying to act all meek and mild and everything and just love what I do, but I do. But if y'all want to give to a sister and bless me, I appreciate that. If not, bless you anyway. So see y'all next Monday. My quarters, I'm gonna jump in the group. I'm gonna answer y'all questions, see what y'all need from me tonight, and we're gonna talk about this PPP forgiveness going into our taxes. And y'all make sure that y'all stay here for next week, Monday. And yes, I'm still offering the tax classes. Absolutely, Alicia. Send me a message on Instagram and I will get you in. I got 2 slots left and I am done with my 10 slots for this year. Okay. But I'm making my tax people gonna make them some money this year. Okay. If nothing else, we're gonna make us some money this year and we're gonna do people taxes right. Okay. So love y'all. Happy New Year. God bless you. Take care. See you next Monday. All right. Same bat time, same bat channel. All right. Bye, y'all. I went over the tax status. What's